Okay, great day, even though it was Friday the 13th, 8/13/93. Bill mowed the lawn and weed whacked. Looks great. I visited a while with Amy. Darlene and Amy not speaking. Too bad. Seems Amy lied about taking cat in house. She was told not to have animals in the house. Now they don't speak to each other. Larry took Darlene and I up to see Windmill King outside of Stockton. He is 86 years old, looks 60, lives alone, and doesn't have a single cavity in his teeth. 20 years ago, he went out of hay business and started collecting big windmills. At one time, he had 2,000. Now he lives on Social Security and sells antiques and windmills to supplement income. Fun to see windmills and fun to talk to him. Nice ride up there through the country. Tonight we all went to Modesto to have a family portrait taken. Hope it comes out okay and no one shut their eyes. Afterwards, we went out for pizza. Had fun, 63 degrees when we got home. I got up early and wrote Sister and Charlie a long letter. 8/16/93. This morning, Darlene, June, Jenny, and I went to Riverbank. Girls went to dentist. June had 2 cavities. First ever, and she is 15 years old. We then went to Modesto to 9 different stores for groceries, clothes for girls, etc. Got home at 4 o'clock. Bill got his papers to sign for giving house to Kathy. Not sure they are right, so we'll call in the morning. Tonight we went to King's Table again. Good. I'll never lose weight at this rate. Larry baled hay today. Next door, I talked to Amy a little. 8/17/93. Today is our last day in Escalon. Bill and I went to Manteca, so our holding tanks are empty for trip. Bill cleared up camping site. I did a little laundry. Darlene took Larry to doctor for good physical. His heart is fine. Bill called lawyer. They did make error in his papers, but said they would be rectified. I called Marge and she called Coast to Coast. They are sending 90 blue cards to us, which she had transferred to our name. She started procedure in January. It took all this time to get straightened out. Darlene took Bill and I to Escalon. Bill had papers notarized. We mailed them. Tonight, we said goodbye to Darlene, Larry, June, and Jenny. Got up at 4:15 a.m. and at 10:05 headed for Yosemite. 8/18/93. Beautiful drive up mountain to 3,000 foot into Yosemite. We're early enough to get a camping site for night, but it's 1 hour away from Yosemite Village. We took a bus tour this afternoon. The park is crowded. We were lucky to find a spot for motorhome tucked behind a sign and the side of a street. Police don't mind since the place is crowded. Took a 4-hour bus tour of the park. Spectacular. Huge boulders, beautiful waterfalls, and tall trees. Bus driver Bill told us all about the park, about the trees, flowers, Indians who lived here, etc. He talked the whole time while maneuvering the bus up mountains and around curves. We got back to camp at 7 o'clock, had supper, wrote cards, and I was in bed by 8:30. Bill about 11. We don't have to be out until 12 tomorrow, so I will let him sleep late in the morning. Camp very quiet. A lot of people in tents. Today at Glacier Point I fell flat on my face. It didn't hurt. 8/19/93. Spent a nice quiet night. Slept well into 5:30 a.m. until 5:30 a.m. Woke up to a very cold motorhome. Shifted blankets and cuddled and back to sleep. I slept until 7 a.m. Up. Bill about 8:30. Must have been in 40s. Brr, brr. We left White Wolf Camp at 11 a.m. Headed west on Tioga Road. What beautiful scenery. Tioga Pass was long but not too steep. Road very nice. Came to 395 and went north on that. Lots of ranches and desert and more beautiful scenery. Through a long canyon, saw lots of rocks today. We bypassed Reno and got on 80 from 95 at Fernley. Drove to Rye Patch State Park, same park we stayed at when we traveled with Ruth and Emmett. Primitive but cheap. Had supper and then routed our trip for tomorrow. I cooked chicken for tomorrow. Bill spent a lot of time talking to a young German fellow, touring with his family, also elderly gent. We didn't need our quilt tonight, nice and warm. Got off at 9 a.m. Bill said goodbye to German family, 8/20/93. We drove east on 80 and then north on 95 through desert and open range. Picked up gas in Winnemucca. Mountains all around. Lots of large ranches. Some cattle. Saw a lot of beautiful desert and some very rugged country. We were in Oregon for a while, then into Idaho, came down a steep mountain and saw a beautiful valley before us, drove through farmland. Some ranchers were cutting wheat. Got to Caldwell and Camp Caldwell by 5 Mountain. We are camped between a river and lake. There are ducks and swans on lake. Today we saw a small herd of antelope next to the road. They were beautiful. Couldn't stop to take a picture. Nowhere to pull off road. There are trains going by this camp. Reminds me of being back at Larry's ranch. The time confused me. I thought it was 6 when I got up. It was 7 Mountain. 8/21/93. Bill up at 8. I took a shower. Shower's great. Left at 9:15. Headed north on 55. Scenery absolutely beautiful. Road runs along Payette River, which is a wild white water river. Got a beautiful camping site next to Cascade Lake. Very quiet area. Few boats on lake. 4,000 feet up. Trees all around. Nicest campsite we've ever had. We were right next to lake. We had a quiet, restful, we had a quiet, restful afternoon watching boats, etc. Had nice dinner and then played a game of cards. Bill won. We'll have a peaceful sleep. We had a Good time watching the dark clouds above the lake. Also, the red of sun setting trying to shine through. Rained a little and there was a partial rainbow. Later, when sleeping, I awoke to see the sky full of stars. Big Dipper over lake. I'll never forget this beautiful spot.